Welcome to New Vision's Echo Tip, episode number 15. Hey, howdy, I'm David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor here at New Vision, based out of the Roanoke Valley in Southwest Virginia. Today's Amazon Echo Tip will be zeroing in on-demand radio, that is, live radio. So out of the box, your Amazon Echo has the ability to pull from a huge database of radio stations throughout the United States, and I've even had a student who played radio stations from Canada. So it's pretty amazing. I haven't tried any other countries yet, but I'll have to give it a try. Now, out of the box, the Amazon Echo is pulling from a database, or you could think of it as a listing, off a website called TuneIn. That's TUNEIN.com. And so there's a good chance if the radio station you're interested in is listed there, that is playable on your Amazon Echo, which is pretty powerful, pretty fantastic. And it will be streaming live from that station. So pretty cool little feature, and if it helps you at all, sometimes the station name or whatever, if you were able to find it in that database, that's often the phrasing you would need to use. But for our purposes today, simply using the call letters usually works. It works fantastic. So that's the letters that are individually here in the United States assigned to a station by the FCC. All right, so in our particular demo, we're going to use our local public radio station, WVTF, as an example. So first off, though, I'm going to need you to press that button. That's one of these things we often come to in every episode, the microphone button on the top of your Amazon Echo. That way, when we're doing demonstrations and I'm talking to the Echo here in the studio, your Echo isn't responding by mistake. Because she hears her name, she'll probably respond, and that'll kind of mess up you hearing the rest of the tutorial. So find that microphone button. It has a little picture of a microphone on it. It has a slash through it. And if you press that, you should hear a thump like that. And the ring on the top of the unit will turn bright red. That means her ears are shut off and she won't respond to her name anymore. And so if you do that real quick, all right, just give me a moment. I'm turning my ears back on there. I just unmuted mine. All right, well, let's give this a test then again. Once again, streaming live radio. Alexa, play WVTF radio.
WVTF music from TuneIn.
Alexa, stop. So there you go. It's that easy. And there we were listening to some classical music on WVTF. Now let me give you another example. And this just kind of, I think, gives you a scope of what's capable. Alexa, play KCRW radio.
KCRW from TuneIn.
KCRW sponsors include Warner Brothers Pictures' Dunkirk, now nominated
Alexa,
for 8 Academy Awards.
Stop. So there we are listening to KCRW out of California. So pretty powerful. And that's the live, currently what's being broadcast out there live. So just very powerful, awesome stuff. And like I said, I have had a student in the past that was able to play some Canadian radio stations based on their call letters, their system they use there. So feel free to give that a try. So that will bring our close, our on-demand radio section. And I have found that there is a little bit of fragileness to the database sometimes. So if it doesn't work one day for you, that doesn't mean give up. Maybe try it again. Sometimes there are little bugs in the system that got to be worked out. All right, so next time on our next episode tip, our little Echo tip, we're going to be zeroing in on what's called the Daily News Briefing. So a lot of this all comes together as we've discussed podcast in a previous episode. We're going to talk about how you can stack a whole bunch of your news elements together and listen to like kind of your daily briefing. So that'll be in our next episode. Well, now we've reached that moment where it's time to turn the microphone back on your Amazon Echo. Press that button again. the red ring will go off, and now you're able to use your Echo again as usual. And you can start practicing some of the many things that we've discussed in these episodes. So thank you for listening. I'm David Ward, signing off for New Vision. This episode is brought to you by New Vision in connection with a grant from the Foundation for the Roanoke Valley and with the kind use of WVTF Studios. For the newest information and content about what New Vision is doing, please see the website newvision, ROA, the first three letters of Roanoke, .org. That's .org. New Vision is a nonprofit that provides information services and assistive technology training to the visually impaired living in Southwest Virginia. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision.